Joshua 11. When King Haben of Hazor heard the news about Israel's victories, he organized a coalition including King Jobab of Madon, the king of Shimron, the king of Ashaph, and the northern kings who ruled the hill country in the Rift Valley, south of Kinnereth in the foothills, and on the heights of Dor to the west. Canaanites came from the east and the west. Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, and Jebusites from the hill country, and Hivites from below Hermon in the area of Mizpah. These kings came out with their armies. They were as numerous as the sands of the seashore, and had a large number of horses and chariots. All these kings gathered and joined forces at the water of Merom to fight Israel. The Lord told Joshua, "Don't be afraid of them, for about this time tomorrow I will cause all of them to lie dead before Israel. You must hamstring their horses and burn their chariots." Joshua and his whole army caught them by surprise at the waters of Merom and attacked them. The Lord handed them over to Israel, and they struck them down and chased them all the way to Greater Sidon, Rephath, Meom, and Mizpah Valley to the east. They struck them down until no survivors remained. Joshua did to them as the Lord had commanded him. He hamstrung their horses and burned their chariots. At that time, Joshua turned, captured Hazor, and struck down its king with the sword. For Hazor was at that time the leader of all these kingdoms. They annihilated everyone who lived there with the sword. No one who breathed remained, and burned Hazor. Joshua captured all these royal cities and all their kings and annihilated them with the sword, as Moses, the Lord's servant, had commanded. But Israel did not burn any of the cities located on mounds except for Hazor. It was the only one Joshua burned. The Israelites plundered all the goods of these cities and the cattle, but they totally destroyed all the people and allowed no one who breathed to live. Moses, the Lord's servant, passed on the Lord's commands to Joshua, and Joshua did as he was told. He did not ignore any of the commands of the Lord had given Moses. Joshua conquered the whole land, including the hill country, all the Negev, all the land of Goshen, the foothills, the Rift Valley, the hill country of Israel and its foothills, from Mount Halak up to Seir, as far as Balgad. In the Lebanon valley below Mount Hermon, he captured all their kings and executed them. Joshua campaigned against these kings for quite some time. No city made peace with Israel except the Hivites living in Gibeon. They had to conquer all of them, for the Lord determined to make them obstinate so they would attack Israel. He wanted Israel to annihilate them without mercy, as he had instructed Moses. At that time, Joshua attacked and eliminated the Anakites from the hill country, from Hebron, Debir, Anab, and all the hill country of Judah and Israel. Joshua annihilated them and their cities. No Anakites were left in Israelite territory, though some remained in Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod. Joshua conquered the whole land, just as the Lord had promised Moses, and he assigned Israel their tribal portion. Then the land was free of war. So we have another coalition they're coming against. So in the point of they're going into the land and annihilating everybody and doing that, well, here we had 5 kings that came against them. They're the ones that instigated the war. Then we have another group of kings who come and fight against. They initiate the war. So we have Yes, they're going into the land, but look who is initiating these attacks. It's like, it's better to team up and come against you than to sit around and have you pick us off one city at a time. So it's not like bad logic, but they're not coming and saying, hey, we want to make a treaty like Gibeon did. Can we make a treaty? They're saying, we're going to take you out. And so they come as strong as they can against them, and they end up not there. Now, let's talk on the Anakites here. The Anakites, the Anakim, the Nephilim, the Raphaim, these are the giants. So part of what it is to eliminate the Anakites. That is part of what they're doing in the land. And that goes back to Genesis 6, which we just read. So if you don't know that, it says that the sons of God, angelic, spiritual beings of some kind, is the way that I understand that. See that the daughters of men are good looking, and then they have children, offspring through them. So an unnatural combination of the spiritual beings with earthly beings. And there's other ways to interpret it. Just for simplification, that's the follow-up here. That being the case, their offspring are giants. They're giants in the land, and so they are going to be eliminated here. Because it does say the flood came, and there were some after that. When they were going to go into the land, they said, here's are the descendants in the land. They're giants, we're grasshoppers. So it's telling us the fear that was in the land. They are working to eliminate that. Now there's a few that are left in Gaza, Goth, and Ashdod. Oh, Goth. Goliath of Goth. We'll get to his story later. All right, let me see. I see there's a bunch of pizza being passed around, seeing if there's anything else in the chat that was happening. No, just the pizza. Just the pizza. Okay. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, why hamstring the horses and burn the chariots? So Israel doesn't get a big head and a big army and think their power is in themselves. Their power is in their God. So hamstringing the horses and burning the chariots is so that they don't accumulate a bigger army and think that they are the source of their power against their enemies. No, it's God who is the one that is bringing the victory. All right, let's see. Is there anything else in here? I don't think there's anything else, unless anyone else had someone. I'm not going to go look up the names here. Some of this is just geography, but sometimes there's something hidden in a name, which is why I like looking up names. Okay. There we have it. Oh, that's the next chapter. I went too far. But why not kill the horses? Seems like hamstringing them would make their deaths take longer. I think it's just like making them so they can't run. I think that's what the image here of hamstringing it. So it's like if somebody had and I know horses, usually if you have a lame horse, you're going to kill it. Let me see. Does it? I don't know if it had anything in there for the good question. Yeah, why not just kill the horses? Well, they could probably use the horses for something other than war. Yeah, it doesn't have anything here on the hamstrung the horses. That's verse 9. Let me see if there's something in the Hebrew. Oops. We're at Joshua 11. Okay. He haunted their horses. Agar.
Strong's H 6131. Akar.
Okay, so it's saying here to cut the hamstring. So, like, you just think about if you have an injury and you can walk. Like Jacob, whose hip had an issue with the socket, he can walk. He's not lame in the sense of you can't use the foot, but you can't run. And so I think the thing is these horses could still be viable for use in some ways. Like for instance, I might still be able to ride a horse. I might still be able to use it to carry things. but I could not use it for war. So it is taking it away from the use of war, but not totally killing the horse. So I think it's not going to be like, you know, injuring it in such a way that it can't survive and do things. It's just make it so it's not viable for war, I believe is what's going on there, Samus. But good question there.